It's not just homework and going to class and making sure that they graduate. It's so much more, and I think that after this, it kind of drove home the fact that we fill a huge gap in kids' lives. He was real quiet when he first came. He was just kind of one of those kids that blended in. His best friend committed suicide over the summer, and then 2 weeks later there was another death very close to his family that occurred. And that's a lot of trauma for a kid, especially a kid who doesn't already have a lot of capacity to deal with much more. He would just, walk away from everything and go sit up there and think. And it's hard because as an adult you're like, oh, this is so not safe in so many ways. But at the same time, he had found a way to cope and to kind of figure out how he was going to get away from things and think. And so he'd come down, get his clothes back on, and then sometimes we could talk about it, and sometimes you'd see a change in his demeanor, like he'd really have been able to think through something. And then he texted me, I'm scared. So he got off of work and he called me and he's like, can we talk? I was like, yeah, it's a little odd for you because this isn't a real chatty kid. So I picked him up and we went to Devani's to have pizza, and sitting across from the booth, could tell something was wrong, but I was just kind of waiting, and all of a sudden he just broke down completely and just started sobbing and just told me he was scared. And I said, honey, what are you scared of? He's like, I don't want to live anymore. I just don't want to be here anymore. It was really just one of those moments when you just have to be quiet for just a little bit, and just I held onto his hands and because I didn't know what else to do for him at that exact moment. And so we just talked and he just cried, and there we sat in the booth at Devani's and he just, everything came out. After he got done kind of letting it all out, we were able to talk a little bit and start talking about some of the things that were positive in his life that we could hang on to. But taking him home was a long, horrible drive because I didn't necessarily trust that there was going to be any support at home to then make sure that he was going to be okay. After, all of this, we've obviously talked and he's here and he's doing really well. He said that this program, that Youth First, being here has saved his life, and he doesn't know where he would be if it wasn't for a program like this. I think at its core, Youth First cares about kids, and I think that beyond the homework, beyond a safe place, beyond making sure they have, healthy meals and shots and physicals and all that, I think that when you put an adult in their life who's a healthy adult, who can encourage them and actually is like, how was your day? And will take 10 minutes to solely listen to you, tell me about your day. It means the world to kids. And I think adults don't always realize how very important just that kind of attention and time is. We truly care about our kids' lives, and we truly help pull them through some of their darkest things. And I think that, we do save lives, and I think we do help them come through as better people and really nurture them and encourage them to be the best adults that they can be later in life.